And hello, we are back for the third round of the Austrian Legacy Masters, the main event which leads into the European Legacy Masters, because we have not one slot to give away this weekend. Today we play around one slot, and tomorrow also the second slot for European Legacy Masters. So, what was the matches, or how were the matches in this last two rounds?
I would say long,
Long,
tidy,
tedious,
strategical. It's like so intricate. You have to play around the counter spells. You have to play around a lot of different stuff. But this time, only one player brings the counter spells.
Yeah.
We have Mono Black Scam
And we switch to the
players. And we have Blue White Dreadnought.
a fan favorite of us. We both love our shrimps.
Yeah, the shrimp is a really, really, really cool card. But in the first turn, we have here a Dark Ritual into a Void Walker, which would have been really, really devastating against Scam.
And the fortunes. Oh,
But here we have the small little Shadow Void Walker, Dirty Void Walker, and we get rid of one card in the hand of Martin. And there we have a Dress Down, which is an enabler.
I gotta admit, I like the sequencing here to go Dotty Void Walk first and then forces to discard something into exile, which can be played later.
Yeah, that's really, really good. And what would be your pick to discard here? For me personally, I think it would take the Ponder.
The Ponder, yeah, me too. That's what I want to say, because you have two ways to enable a Dreadnought, the Doorkeeper Thrall and the Dress Down. Both are pretty good against your deck, but it's not like it doesn't really matter if you take one of them.
Yeah.
So you let them keep both. You try to limit the resources that you can find with the Ponder.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you have two counter spells in the form of Daze and Force of Will. It doesn't really matter in the playstyle, as you said, with your two drops that you flash in at the end of turn 2. And yeah, it's I think you take the Ponder actually.
Yeah, you have to take the Ponder.
And this one is actually a pretty hard forces, I would say.
Yeah. It's not as clear as it often is.
And here we have now
A blurry camera.
a blurry camera, a 3-drop shadow that has to go the distance for 3 turns. It's basically the Elbow of Secrets.
Yeah. That's true. It's a double secret. What I'd like to bring to attention here, I kind of think we fixed the flickering issue of the lights.
Yeah,
Do you see it in the stream?
I see no flickering.
We have a little bit of glare, unfortunately, on the bottom cards, but we can still see them. Yesterday it was a little bit problematic, but now we can clearly see everything for the main event. And another Fortsies.
And now you take the Null Drifter.
Yeah, you take the Null Drifter.
And
then you sack it next turn, the Dotty Void Walker.
yeah, the thing is, you still have the Force of Will on the opposing side.
That doesn't matter. You cast the Null Drifter, you draw the 2 cards.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You draw the 2 cards. If it gets forced, that's okay.
I mean, you can cast it this turn as well. But then you can daze it. And
Here's another Fortsies. Here's another Fortsies. I would wait. I would discard the Null Drifter.
And next turn, discard the Force of Will, and
then play it. So you can hit him for free. Or for free cards, and then you can play the Null Drifter. And also, Dress Down or Doorkeeper Thrall do nothing against the Null Drifter.
not really.
Because you still get to draw. It's a cast.
Yeah.
So what did he take? The Null Drifter. Yeah, that's thing. I think that's the right thing to do. And attacking here for free.
Yeah, it's Mono Black Scam is such a cool deck. It's the form of Scam that I enjoy.
If it weren't for grief, yeah, that's true. I think Can we take a look into the deck list? Is he playing Greaves? Yeah, for Grief.
Yeah, for sure. You have to do it. In Mono Black, at least you don't have the issues with, do I have and
Yeah, we have seen the Thoughtseize.
yeah, Martin is already laughing.
And now you force the Thoughtseize.
No, you can taste the forces.
Or you can daze the Thoughtseize.
It's hard cast days, then you still have the force of will.
Okay, the Doorkeeper Thrall.
Okay,
now
he has
you
two
have-
forces. He has two forces.
Now you
in
have
hand.
to daze. You have to daze the Thoughtseize.
No. He has enough counter spells against it. Yeah. Foreign players, I
How
think
many? Oh my god, that's a question, chat. Thank you very much.
for the Linzer community, I would say like around 20 are from Linz. Should be about right.
I can quickly count them and you commentate the match, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Here the pick. Wait, is there another Thoughtseize? No. Still remaining cards in hand is Force of Will, Daze, and Dress Down. So we are just in the waiting room for Martin to drop in a big thing. And yeah, when the big thing happens, it's pretty hard for email to respond to something like that. But yeah, at some point you have to put the trigger in on your Void Walker, because he doesn't really have a follow-up threat or any follow-up mana to cast another copy. Maybe he has another copy of Void Walker in the deck, which would be great. And the second mana would be insane, because he can cast the Null Drifter and then reanimate some stuff.
Okay, just for the chat, I took a quick count and we have 17 players from our local community and 40 players that are foreign. We would have been easily a little bit more foreign players if there wouldn't been the outage, the Windows security breach or something like that.
From Crowdsurf.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because like basically 5 players didn't manage to get on a flight to Lent,
three German ones from Berlin
and 2 Italian ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, as it is, I think we should be around 20, because like I know at least 2 local guys who already dropped at O2.
Ah, okay. Then it would be 19. Okay.
Yeah.
We were 59 players at first.
Yeah.
And now we are 75 after 2 rounds.
57.
57. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Poland, Slovakia, Czech, Hungarian. It's we have a big amount of good foreign players. So yeah.
Thank you very much for the subscription.
For the present subscription.
Wow. We have to stream a little bit more often. I know we are. It's basically the first stream that we've done in a year.
It's Austrian count or German counting is different to all the counting that we have in the world, because like sometimes something that is behind in numbers is at front in saying.
But we don't count as the French ones, because in French it's like if you go to 90, then you count 4 times 20 plus 10 plus anything else. Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Above 13, it's like 4 times 20 plus 10 plus 4, for example.
Yeah, for example, that's in French. The German is a little bit easier then.
But yeah, it's like Emil is just missing the
one land.
The one land. If he gets the second land, he can just cast Null Drifter into animate that on his Void Walker, and everything is awesome.
Very fine, very fine. And we talked about it yesterday in the warm-up FNM. It's funny how all the monocolored decks have this insane mana issue.
I mean, it's traditionally for black because of Dark Ritual. You skimp, a, you skimp a little bit on mana because you have the acceleration. But yeah, here he just misses his land drop for. I mean, he plays 13 lands, so
Yeah. Okay. Now we know why he is missing land drops. And only 3 Troll of Khazad-dûm.
3 trolls
But for Chromox.
for Chromax.
Ah,
I mean, he plays 2 Fel of Profane, so which would be another version of a mana for
And
Chromax.
2 Boggart Box. So 4.
4 additional, so 17 lands plus for Chromaxon, which is basically okay.
And Troll is practically fetch, that's true.
Yeah, and here we have the Swords of Plowshares, which, yeah,
Ah, that hurt.
which drops a lot of.
Emil's pressure.
Yeah.
I think I would have cashed in the Null Drifter a long time ago.
I think you should have traded it for the Force and another card, just to have it in a graveyard.
Basically, just to draw the 2 cards from the cast trigger.
Yeah.
It's you can't draw cards really with Mono Black Scam, and if you're already searching for land drops, that's the thing to do.
Yeah. And here we get now the Murktide Regent. This is now the big beater that swings it. But yeah, here we go for an entomb.
I love the blue-white Stifle Knot version. It has such a clean mana base. It's so beautiful. I also really like the inclusion of Murktide Regent. The only liability I can see is still Null Drifter against the Scam field.
Yeah.
Because everything else is not a good reanimation target. You don't want to reanimate a Doorkeeper Thrall. You don't want to reanimate how's it called? A Phyrexian Dreadnought. Even a Murktide Regent isn't a great
not
reanimation target. But Null Drifter for sure is.
Yeah, and regarding cards that are bad in the meta, we come to cards that are good in the matchup. We come to the sideboarding action for Emil. We have like 2 Waxing Bauble, a Damping Sphere, a Null Rod, 2 Powder Keg, 2 Shieldred's Edicts, 3 Opposition Agent, and 4 Leyline of the Void. And for my side, Waxing Bauble seems great. It's a blue deck. It can do a lot of stuff, stops the Force of Will.
And the Daces, I'm unsure actually. The Waxing Baubles are kinda okay.
I played with Waxing Bauble Painter versus Cheska Dreadnought, and it felt really good.
Yeah, but you had Pyroblast.
But it still stops all the forces. You don't really have to play around the days, the Force of Will anymore, because you know that your card's gonna resolve. Therefore, I liked it, especially against.
But it
a
still has
Dreadnought.
to be better than something you have in your deck.
Yeah, you for sure want Powder Kegs.
You want Powder Kegs, you want Shieldred's Edict, and I think you can already make a case for Opposition Agent.
Yeah.
I really like Opposition Agent also.
Even though there are only like 8 to 9 cards that search a library. Because he's
Really?
playing
Only so.
only 8. Yeah, only the fetches.
Okay, then maybe not, because Opposition Agent felt great against my Chess Guy version.
Yeah.
But it's always the turn 1 Opposition Agent that feels so great. Afterwards,
That's true. That's
it's
true.
not that good anymore.
In the side,
So yeah, no.
but what are cards that you like from the Dreadnought side? Because I think it's already pretty good. Maybe you want a Prismatic Ending as an additional rule. You for sure want the Silent Greats.
You want the Silent Grave Zone. You want the Surgical Extractions.
Maybe even a Wrath of the Skies.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You can play it for 2 white mana and remove all the Chrome boxes.
Or for 4 mana, it's literal Wrath of the God most of the time against a deck like Mono Black Scam. I mean, it doesn't deal with the reanimation thing, but yeah, you have also the Surgical and the Grives.
The Wrath of the Skies also kills Animate Dead and Chrome boxes.
That's true. So
I
yeah,
still have to get them for myself.
yeah, Wrath of the Skies is pretty cool card. But yeah, otherwise, what doesn't seem great from the side of Stiflenut because it seems so stuck.
I think you can cut the stifles.
Mhm.
I haven't really seen a lot of stifleable targets.
No, there are pretty much no lands. Maybe the
Yeah, you
wasteland.
can animate that trigger, the creation of Everson trigger, the Traxer trigger, and that's it. I think that's it. You can counter the Dotty Voidwalk activation,
Yeah, there are a few stuff. So
but I think you can surely trim it. At least two of them. I like Dress Down a lot more. Also, you can go down one or two Doorkeeper Thralls.
yeah, opposition agent is single from the future. That's definitely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Opposition agent is just a thing that destroys the land of your opponent. It does not really do anything.
Then makes the mana a lot worse. I won a game against Scam, against Mono Black Scam also,
Yeah.
with the Ortshof Scam variant,
Yeah.
where I just griefed my opponent, took his opposition agent. He had only a fetch land in hand.
Yeah.
It was like game over. and the opposition, his opposition agent got all the way.
Yeah, it's so cool what opposition agent can do sometimes. But on the other side, when I play an opposition agent, I know that my opponent has 3 dual lands in hand, no fetches, doesn't need to search the grave, doesn't need to search the deck, and everything is fine. But yeah, here we go.
You can still pitch it to grief.
That's true. But I am, how is the term called? You have the untouched virgin, basically. I've never played a grief in my life.
Really?
No,
Then you have to do it next week before it gets banned.
no.
Why not?
I don't want to wash my hands with blood.
Okay, I can see this. I played a fair share of grief in my life, and I'm totally pro ban here. It's just an unhealthy pattern, actually.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, because the card in itself is a pretty cool design.
that's true. That's true. This one was an Urborg, am I right?
No, this is the Feldemeyer.
Ah, okay.
It was the MDFC. With a Wasteland, the Chrome Box, and what does it pitch? Do we see the Stifle on the Chrome Box trigger?
Maybe. I mean, it's still a land. But yeah.
You don't have enough juicy targets, so I can see it.
You don't really give your opponent the option to wasteland anything because your mana base is, you can't play off so many basics because blue-white Dreadnought, I mean, has 4 basic lands.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Stifling the Chrome Box trigger. It's
a first.
it's card negative. It's not that great.
But the missing black is so huge
Yeah.
currently for Emil.
That's true. He has so many double black that he wants to do, and just a Bowmaster here. I think that's okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't fight over that. You can still sort the plowshare it.
Which he has in hand, yeah. For the next turn, oh, do we see here?
Stifle Dreadnought? No. Have triple force in hand.
Then I wouldn't really fight over the mana here
No.
because everything that comes after it you can destroy. A black source.
Yeah.
There is the second black source. You attack here. You hope your opponent doesn't have your favorite flash in threat in Doorkeeper Frau. And then you most likely cycle this card.
Ah, we have another Stifle. And we see the Stifle on the throne.
Yeah, so
No double black here for Emil.
and this shows patience on the side of Martin, because like he could have had the 12/12 out there, but if email has a single remove spell or something like that, he can deal with it. So he just skims email, let him back, develop your hand a little further, and then strike.
Yeah.
Even though...
Do we see now the swords? Has he swords in hand? Yeah, sword on Bowmaster. That's why he didn't fight over it.
Yeah.
Because the token isn't really, a danger for Martin.
It's like slow, tedious, you get some stuff. I really, really like it.
Wait,
and
they
how
play
did
stuff?
and how did you get to 21 life? 22 life? I think
It should be 20. Ah, okay.
now we got back Bowmasters. Okay, they're discussing the life total.
They're discussing the life totals right now.
Yeah. And here is the second black source. And here we see a Daze or a Phosphil.
Oh,
Phosphil pitch Brainstorm.
that's okay.
And I think we see the repeated pattern on the next turn.
Now I dress down. Yeah, dress down, drawing a card.
And now you don't have the time for it.
Yeah, now you go for the Dreadnought.
Did he draw a second one? Yeah.
Double Dreadnought action! Woo!
Okay.
Very, very beautiful cards here. The shrimp is loose. Is there a way Emil can come back from here? These are 24 damage. And it's game. It's game. Very beautiful. Shrimp action here. After Grief Ban, I know I talk a lot about Grief Ban, but we have to talk about it because the probability is just so high. I think Dreadnought will be a huge player moving forward.
Yeah, I think Dreadnought is just something that is really, really strong. And Dreadnought was, for a long time, unplayable. But then
it was always lurking under the surface, in my opinion. It was just one breakout card away from being great.
A key thing for Dreadnought currently is a card like Fatal Push is not really played currently. And Fatal Push was the card that made basically Dreadnought unplayable.
Yeah, for sure. That's true. And Fatal Push is now already played a lot. And it still doesn't hold Dreadnought back.
Yeah, it's and the deck configuration from not previously it was always played in a blue-red shell basically, and now with it in blue-white you have a lot of stuff that you can be controlling, and yeah.
Yeah, the game is over. It's 2-0 for Martin Frombold on Dreadnought.
And yeah, we go a little bit to show our
beautiful faces because we're handsome AF. No, but really, I think we're kind of fine. Yeah, the match was really nice. It was, I think, we had blue-black Reanimator without Grief, then we had blue-black Scam with Grief, and now we had mono-black Scam with Grief.
Yeah.
Do we have all just black matchups today?
We had, as you said, first matchup, Grixis Delver versus blue-black Reanimator. Then we had two Frog decks.
Oh yeah, Bug Frog and...
Then we had Bug Frog versus Scam, two Frog decks. And this were the first time, no frogs involved. And we didn't went to time. We were over after half an hour. The Black Saber, I can tell you the
Black
name.
Saga, it's Creation of Eversin.
Yeah.
It's a saga for 3 mana. On the first chapter, you search your library for a card, exile it face down, and then shuffle. On the second chapter, you turn the exiled card face up. And if it's a creature card, you use life equal to the mana value. And on the third chapter, you put the exiled card on the battlefield. If it's a creature.
Otherwise, you tutor it into your hands, basically.
So it's a tutor or reanimation. Basically, you can search for a Traxa, you can search for a combo piece, you can search for a land if you need it.
Yeah, the cool thing is it's just a one-card combo most of the time. But I think we want to just stop in here. Maybe we have a short break before we set up the
Backup match.
backup match.
Because we have still 25 minutes to go in this round, a little bit extra time also, and we try to give as much magic as possible. So stay tuned in about 4 to 5 minutes because players have to change seats, and maybe they are already not finished in the match, so we'll see us. And we're back. We already have our backup match right for you. It's Gernot Hübler, which who we have seen already in the second round on Bugfrog versus Kevin Kara. I'm unsure what he's playing. I think yesterday he played Cheska Control, maybe today also, but we will see soon. They are going into game 3 right now. Peter is setting up the stream for you. And yeah, they are 1-1. So game 3 right now. They are starting soon. I think we can switch to them in a couple moments.
Don't have the backlist. Gernot.
Yeah, you have it from Gernot and from Kevin. Search it for Kara. I'm pretty sure it's Chess Guy. And if not, we will change it during the stream. Yeah, make it like that. That's okay. That's fine.
Are soon live with the players.
Yeah, it's a little bit stressful always with the backup match, but it's still better than 20 minutes of nothing. So yeah, enjoy.
So on the left side we have Gernot Hübler with Bugfrog, as we already saw, and Kevin Kara on the right side
With unknown, but I think I'm unsure.
Seems like blue-black.
Is it Scam? I think it's Scam again.
Could be Scam again. Unfortunately, I don't find the list of Kevin on our stream deck.
Okay.
But we can see the decklist shortly. Kevin Kara. He has the decklist here.
And it's Scam.
It's Scam.
Yeah, it's Scam with grief. So basically another Scam.
So import the decklist.
So it's for you to see.
This will be Scam.
And we'll change it for you in the overlay.
Yeah. Here we have the current deck, Kevin Kara. And then everything is all right for you guys. So how do you expect the matchup to fare, Philip?
I think Gernot is I would have said Gernot is used to this kind of matchup, but we see turn 1 grief on Kevin's side. The first time today we see turn 1 grief, and it's like it doesn't really feel good. There's just simply, like I said yesterday, no counterplay involved. Turn 1 grief reanimate, you can't force it, you can't surgical it. There simply isn't any solution to turn 1 or turn 0 grief.
Yeah, here we have on the other side of Gernot, we have a Daze, we have the Force of Will to combat for future things, we have the Tamio, so if the game goes a little bit late, you are hugely favored. You have the Uru to gain back the life that grief can pressure you into. And yeah, Kevin basically
Doesn't have to reanimate.
No.
So no reanimate here, because then it would be clear to take the force.
Yeah. And if you could have reanimated basically the Tamio.
Oh, that's also really
I mean, it doesn't get another thing out of the hands, but now you have already the card advantage engine online on turn 1, and can go really, really far ahead.
We have seen so many Tamios already, and I haven't seen one in action.
I haven't seen one being played out. I've
Yeah,
stumbled
always
a-
got discarded, always got countered or something, always got removed or in the first turn, but nothing's gonna play it out.
which speaks for the card.
Yeah, the people are fearing Tamio. I mean,
Yeah.
the price tag is insane. It's about 40 euros or something.
It seems completely off because, like, in modern, Tamu is, I think the card that is. No, I've heard in modern it's like sometimes better than a Ragavan.
Wow.
But yeah, here we have Kevin Kara trying to scam his opponent, but
Searching for the reanimate here.
he needs something to.
It's a Dotty Voidwalker?
Were those dismembers?
Or this, yeah, maybe dismembers, yeah.
Let's see.
To kill the frog?
To kill the frog. I mean, against frog, it's okay at its best. Yeah, there are 2 dismembers in the board, and I think I've noticed that yeah, it's a dismember in the hand. But frog in blue black is like only killable with fatal push, and we've seen the return of fatal push in the sideboard. But one card that also deals with it is a Dark Temptation or something like that.
Dark Betrayal.
Dark Betrayal. 1 black, an instant, destroy target.
Black creature. When you play something like that, that means the meta is really inbred, actually.
Yeah, and we see a lot of frog running around, so
A lot of frog, a lot of grief, a lot of troll.
yeah, and you need the clean answer for it. And troll is the thing that's so hard to answer, which was like one of the cards that Painter adopted white only to play Swords of Plowshares because you can't raise the troll. And now we have a lot of black big creatures with varying mana costs that can't cheat on mana with the reanimate or the animate dead.
What I'm a little bit curious about, wouldn't burn be a good solution to scam? What's the burn? How's the burn matchup? I mean, you lose to Atraxa, okay?
You
That's
lose to
fine.
Atraxa, you lose to Archon.
Well, yeah, enough said.
And the big part is you can reanimate through all the Pyroblasts in the world because, like, as I said with Daniel in the first round, Scam has like 2 build paths sometimes.
Yeah.
The one is where they entomb reanimate the big thing, which plays around all the red blasts. And then on the other hand, you have the Psychic Frog, Orcish Bowmasters, or Orcish Bowmasters less, but Dotty Voidwalkers, Bowmasters, Hardcast Grief lines, where if you do something to the graveyard, it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And so you have to find the right path to the hate your opponent has.
And we already had it in the last couple of games. Dotty Voidwalker is a powerhouse in the format. It's basically I don't want to say it's a plan B, but it's more like the plan A for Scam. To have a Voidwalker or a Frog or some kind of tempo-ish, mid-range beater, and just always present Entomb Retraxa or Entomb Archon, like an
It's like in Painter,
don't
where
let the guards down.
your opponent always has to fear the combo, and then they get hit by the construct token. It's like your plan B in the stack is so strong now because you are so jammed with the 2 drops that I briefly thought about like Chromox would be so good in the deck because it allows you to skimp on the 1 mana, which was like a previous staple that you played in. It's a long time ago. How was it called? It was like white, black, where you played like Chromox to accelerate their Dark Confidant out on turn 1. How's the deck called previously?
Chan?
Not that guy.
That guy Ale. That guy Ale, yeah.
Which was historically a deck that does it, but you have the sheer card quality, you have the discard, you have the forces and stuff like that. So you don't really have to do it because the game starts always a few turns later.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we've seen a lot of wastelands, lands exchanged. We've seen something bounced. Yeah.
Yeah, wasting out blue black game doesn't really work. We've seen it a lot of times. It's like
It's a speed bump.
at most.
Yeah.
At most. I'm more in favor of maybe even cutting one wasteland
Yeah.
in the sideboarding process, because it's you need it more for paying for days actually than really killing your opponent's lands.
Yeah, and here we've seen the days on the Voidwalker, which means now Gernot has pretty stable. He has his hand size. There will be a few threats coming around on the side of Kevin, but in a few turns he can cast his Uro, he can get some lands, he can get some life, and then the shadow stuff is not that great.
Yeah.
The thing is, you really have to stop the Voidwalker hitting the table or being at the table at the time you want to cast your Uro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's a reason why I really love the new Modern Horizons 3 Titan, Flage Titan of Fire's Fury.
Yeah.
And it's such a... I mean, it doesn't work in bug, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very nice in Cheskai or Cheskai control builds, because it's such a clean and simple answer to Doughty Voidwalker if you stack your triggers right.
Yeah, it's like stacking the triggers, the helix, it's so sweet. And Flage is like, it's a good card. But we have now the old Titan, the oldest of all. I don't know the storyline, but Uro is the meta Titan basically. Croxa was sometimes there, was sometimes okay, but it doesn't.
Do you know we have a fourth Titan?
I mean, there is a fourth Titan. There is not a card of the fourth Titan. Am I right?
In the story, in the Pharaoh story, there's the fourth Titan. I think it's called Scophos.
Yeah.
Titan of the Eternal Night or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will get another Titan card.
And here we have
Reanimate on Voidwalker.
for sure on Voidwalker.
You have to do it. Reanimate on Voidwalker.
It turns down the opponent's hand. Or is it the grief? No, the grief doesn't make any sense.
The grief is bad. I mean, to take the Uro, that's okay. Yeah.
But it's still in the graveyard. And this is the only thing that matters. With Voidwalker, you can't really...
Yeah, Voidwalker for sure.
And yeah, there it's a little bit pressure. And we've seen the perfect top deck.
Why?
It's a Tamio.
Why is it the perfect top deck?
Because it's a threat that can draw you cards, which allows you to find something to counter the Voidwalker. It doesn't use the graveyard.
I don't like playing Tamio here. You know what I like? Playing the Brazen Borrow.
That's also something, yeah. Because you would be
I can still play
equal
the
in,
Tamio on the
you're,
next turn, yeah?
You're still in the race one turn behind. But you can still cast the Uro if you need
You
to.
get a clue token now. It's okay.
Which is the second card? Is it another Tamio?
No. It's I don't actually know. It's
Stop flickering!
yeah. We want to see the cards in your hand. I mean, I just hope for
It's a
Bowmasters.
Bowmasters.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty good to draw here. What I want to have in the future would be something like a hand camera where we can see the hands, or some kind of ability to always have the cards of both players in the stream.
I think he drew a brainstorm.
Who?
Gernot.
Oh, Brainstorm would be insane.
Because brainstorm allows you to flip the Tamio. It stops all the pressure basically Kevin has.
Oh, Brainstorm flip Tamio, yeah.
In response, Orcish Bowmasters.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't trigger the Tamio otherwise. It's unfortunate. But I think you still crack the clue and hope for a Force of Will. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He was a little bit too greedy.
No, I think he kind of has to do something. Now he can get with the Voidwalker his Orcish Bowmasters, which basically turns off the Tamio. Now we still have 3 triggers, and all 3 should point at the Tamio.
Yeah, for sure.
And now in response, he cycles
3 Street Raves.
a Street Rave. He needs only 1. He drew 2 cards already for the turn.
Okay, wow.
But
Yeah, maybe that Brainstorm was too greedy.
yeah, it was like the 1 card that your opponent could have drawn, because the Bowmasters would have been played a turn before, so it was just the card for this turn, and you really want to hit your land drop, and the Brainstorm was only cast because of the land drop. And yeah.
Yeah, and now the triggers are there. Ah, that hurts.
Yeah. Which puts Kevin now in a pretty
Good
strong
position.
position. Yeah.
Strong position.
He can attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the next turn.
Wow.
Because there's a for 8. He has a 4/4 Orc army. He has a Bowmasters. He has a Voidwalker, which could mean 3 triggers still on the stack. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this Bowmaster. They're contemplating if it.
At first, Gernot puts it on the stack, his trigger, and then Kevin puts his triggers on the stack.
Yeah, because it's AppNap. It's
Active player, non-active player.
Yeah.
And then we have Philo,
first
first
in,
last out on the stack. So everything resolves from behind. As I'm sure all of you guys know in the stream.
No. Wizards of the Coast said there's only a tiny percentage of players that understand the stack as a concept. So everybody that listens to us or watches the stream is in the top 1% of best Magic players.
But yeah, it's the casual concept of a stack when I was casual and played when I was 9-10 years old. I always wondered, I mean, counterspell works because it says counter target spell, but he just played a spell and then played his counter spell, and this was okay. But a giant growth in response to a bolt or something like that wouldn't have worked. But
Yeah, they are now discussing about Tamio, but Tamio didn't really flip actually.
yeah,
Okay, they took it back. How? But
no, this one was killed by. Did we have an Orcish Bowmasters again?
I don't know.
I think this should be
A token.
a token.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be a token. Yeah, he picked the wrong card and I blocked.
The
big
Tamio
one.
should not be in the graveyard because of exile.
Yeah, they are now winding
The
it back.
brainstorm. The push
No, the push
was.
is in the grave.
Does the push happen into the graveyard if you push and Voidwalker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The push, because it says destroy, it's different than Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt would be put into exile because state-based actions are checked when they-
after the spell resolution. Exactly. And while resolving the spell.
Are you testing me, Peter, right now?
No, I think we have some insight for our listener or watcher, viewer, how do we say here?
It's an euro that gets countered.
Yeah, it's Uro gets countered, gets put into exile.
Yeah, I think that's game.
Yeah. Which means for the first time in today, we don't go into overtime.
Yay!
Which means a small little break for all of you guys.
I mean, the next one that has a break is
You.
myself. Okay. And I already calculated it out. We are now in the third round.
Third round, so half the way gone up until the top 8. So 3 rounds to go. Maybe we have another round where we don't have a frog.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, something like Cloud Post would be cool. So Kevin Kara wins this match, is now 3-0. Very, very strong showing. Again, Scam is the best deck.
Yeah, for sure. And Scam is really, really great. You have so many different lines. You have so many different angles.
It's kind of autopilot at that moment.
I mean, for me, not really, because like at some point I have to have the concept of like I'm a reanimator deck. Sometimes I'm a Delva / Tempo deck, and sometimes you have to be in between. You have to play the valuation of the frog, and there are so many different lines that the deck can do, and this is exactly the reason why it's so fucking hard to board against it.
Yeah, because you have to keep in mind that these are all cards that win the game on its own, and you have to have an answer for everything. So if Grief takes your answer out of your hand, it's game over.
Exactly. But
we take a short break. In between, you can subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our socials at Austrian_legacy on Twitter and on Instagram, and also on Facebook. So to keep you updated about today's tournament and tomorrow's tournament, subscribe and like. Thank you very much.
And you can still binge watch the shorts list of the In Response, a Legacy League. A Legacy,
Legacy
podcast. See ya, guys.